Hello and welcome to Finextra. I'm Thea George and I'm here with Vincent Brennan of Bank of Ireland. We're at EBA Day 2016 in Milan and we're talking about open banking. Thank you for joining me, Vincent.
You're welcome.
So it's become something of a tradition for the Electronic Alternative Payments Working Group of the Euro Banking Association to use the occasion of EBA Day to issue an information paper on a hot topic. What's this year's paper about and why should payment practitioners read it?
Thanks. Yes, the group have just published a paper on understanding the implications of open APIs and open banking. And I suppose if I look at the theme running through the 6 papers we've published over the last 3 years, it has been around helping our members, the board, the bank members and our non-associate members understand some of the key business drivers, implications, challenges, opportunities that lie behind different themes. And each time we try to be current for EBA Day with one of the hot topics, and for this year the hot topic is APIs and open banking. And we've been delighted by the response we've got in terms of the paper, but also the degree to which it's featured in the conversations at the various panel sessions.
And what are some of the strategic decisions that payment service providers are going to need to make around open banking in the near future?
Yeah, probably the most commonly talked about one is the difference between simply complying with the Payment Services Directive, which its main provision most talked about is the access to account provision. And everybody kind of gets that, but the debate that goes with that is what should banks do strategically and where are the opportunities to go beyond what the regulation requires. And in the paper we look to explore that in terms of where the opportunities lie, and indeed many of the opportunities lie in the themes from our earlier papers, whether they're in the sense of e-identity, in terms of bank opening up and leveraging their well-established assets, whether that's the trust the banks have, their network effect, their AML, their KYC, to derive better value and launch value-added services to customers. Specifically in the paper we've called out that there's a business model discussion here that goes beyond the kind of technical requirements of APIs, and specifically banks need to think around how they source products or propositions and how they distribute them. In other words, typically a bank generates its own products and distributes it to their own customers. It now has the opportunity in an open banking world to think about, can I source propositions from third parties, fintechs that could add value to my customers, or indeed can I use fintechs or others to distribute or provide better access to my products to either a wider range of customers or to enhance with for customers. So in a sense the paper is around the broader strategic considerations the banks need to think about how their business models will inevitably change over the next few years, and not simply about their technical requirement or the regulatory one.
So what's next on the agenda for the working group?
Yeah, it's a really good question because it's like a soothsayer's question in terms of what's going to be the hot topic for 2017, and that's often how we come at it. And just talking to some of the members of the work group, I think what we'll do in the first instance is step back and look at the 6 themes for the last 7 years, or for the last 6 papers, because quite a number of them are now coming to fruition. So we wrote a paper on e-identity 2 years ago, and we're really starting to see a lot of activity in that area. We wrote a paper about alternative payments before that, and now we're starting to see that come through. The knee-jerk reaction would be to go, what's the next version of an open API paper? But actually I think if we look back and look at those trends, probably the germ of the idea that will be the hot topic for 2017 is there. We'll do some work on that over the next couple of months, bring it back to the board at our autumn seminar, and that'll kick off the work then for the first half of next year, so that we arrive in Dublin next year with a new paper, and hopefully one that's right up there and topical.
We'll look forward to it. Thanks again.
That's all, my pleasure.
And thank you for watching.